All right, well, hello there, everybody. He's Tony.
And he's the law.
We are here to talk to you about some pretty important breaking NFL news. We'll kick it off. I'm sitting here in the basement, just kicking back, relaxing with some Johnny Walker Black Label. Tony, what you drink?
Today, I am out on my deck, even though it's 50 degrees and windy, but I just couldn't stand being inside anymore. And I am drinking a blended scotch called the Dimple Pinch, 15-year. Excellent scotch.
Love it. Well, let's dive into this. Salute to you, my friend.
Cheers, my friend. Here's to you.
So Rob Gronkowski is going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, wow. And so much for Gronk being stupid, because by all reports, they said he played Belichick pretty well on this one. Basically said, I want to come back to football, but if you keep me on the Patriots, I'm not going to do it. And if you trade me anywhere that's not the Bucs, I'm not going to do it. So if Belichick wanted to get anything for him, he had to send him to the Bucs, and here we are.
I'm really fascinated by the Bucs strategy here. I mean, Rob Gronkowski, sure, is still, relatively young. I think he's in his early 30s. But they had O.J. Howard, who was a fantastic player. And, of course, my first thought is it makes sense if they just keep O.J. Howard, but it really doesn't look like they're going to do that.
No. And I really don't get it. O.J. Howard's a great player.
He's at the end of his rookie deal right now, so he's only making a few mil. Like, they can afford to keep him.
Yeah, they can afford to keep him, and I think you made the point to me off air that Brady's always been at his best when he's throwing to two tight ends anyway. So it just seemed like a natural fit.
Yeah, back when they had Gronk and the other guy, the psycho killer, they were unstoppable. Hell, you know what? You could reproduce that in a lesser sense, obviously, with older Gronk, Mike Evans, and O.J. Howard. I mean,
yeah, and you got Godwin on that team too. So there's a lot of weapons there.
I figured that would probably make Godwin fall into like that Wes Welker / Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola kind of role where he just kind of cuts underneath and everybody else clears out room.
Yeah,
I don't get why they're giving up on O.J. Howard.
Well, the question is, are they giving up on O.J. Howard, or has Brady decreed that they give up on O.J. Howard? How much power does Brady wield now? Geez. And by extension, Gronk. Man, you talk about Gronk smash. Oh, Gronk smash anything he wants now. It's just amazing to me, the Brady boner that this guy has, that he was able to leverage it into getting the second lease on life here. It's unbelievable.
Gronk is going to party it up down there in Tampa, man.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me? That's another thing they have to consider. Do they really want Gronk partying it up in Tampa? He'll be dead in a week. This guy's a nut.
All they need Gronk for is the first 5 weeks, one of the New Orleans games, and the playoffs. That's it. If they have him for that, I mean, hell, I'd let him take time off in the middle of the season.
Well, you know what? That's fortunate, because that's probably all he's going to be healthy for. So that's they're lucking out there. But I don't know, man. This is just, what a bizarre new world. I still can't picture the Bucs being good, even given all of this. It doesn't. To me, it's still like the really, really bad Bucs and Tom Brady.
Now they've done a good job building. I think they're obviously in a place to compete for the division title. It's just going to be them and New Orleans. And man, I will be shocked if either of those games is played in the daytime. Like one of those is a Sunday night, one's a Monday night. It has to be.
It's like you add up the ages of that division's quarterbacks now. It's just like 120 years old or something.
Yeah. When the season starts, those three guys are going to be 119 years old.
Yeah, combine those ages. Wow. Wow. What are you looking for? And what are you really looking for? That you're looking for a division full of quarterbacks that add up to what, 64, 65? And you're almost double that.
It's I think your ideal world is probably probably 100, 110, right? That gives you a couple 25-year-olds, a couple 30-year-olds.
Yeah, but even so, like say you had two 30-year-olds, that's still only 60. So you throw a 25-year-old in the mix, that's 85. You still got to make up another 26 years. Or no, I'm sorry, it was 119. Still got to make up another 34 years.
This division's
You have to add a whole nother Matt Ryan into the equation.
Wouldn't it just be hilarious if the Falcons finally figured it out again this year?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Like if the Falcons just came out of nowhere and stole the division.
What would be even more intriguing to me is if we actually had a competitive NFC South for once. Because it always seems like somebody far and away blows out the division, and it's never the same person twice.
Well, unless Brady or Breeze gets hurt, that's your division title games right there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But we haven't touched on really one of the largest ramifications of this whole thing with Gronkowski. You wanna segue us into that?
Well, yeah. Rob Gronkowski is your WWE 24/7 champion.
Oh no,
Hey, man. Oh yeah. Well, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? How could he possibly hold up his end of the bargain and be a fighting champion when he's got to get back to football and get back to the daily grind? What are they gonna do?
This could actually endanger the integrity of the 24/7 championship.
I mean, we're unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. But seriously, that's right. If kayfabe being far dead and God rest its soul. Hey, Vince said it himself after the Montreal Screwjob when he completely exposed the business and made everybody know that wrestling was fake forever. The time-honored tradition is you got to drop the strap, right? You got to drop the title. So, I mean, who's it going to be? Oh, Mojo Rawley. Or maybe R-Truth. Great. I'm so excited. That's going to be fantastic. You know what they should do? They should have him drop it to Brock Lesnar. And what they should do is the first day of Buck's training camp, Brock Lesnar should bust into the camp and F5 him in the locker room and pin him in the Bucks locker room and take the belt.
I would forgive almost everything if it played out like this. If it played out like this, you ready? Like the NFL would have to be in on it. And let's say that like you've got, I don't know, like the Bucks playing the Dolphins in the preseason game. Like take whoever you want. You know who? The guy who'd probably be funniest is R-Truth. Like there's someone. Like
you have him in disguise as a player.
He takes the field in uniform for the Dolphins. You get Gronk the ball. He takes him down. One of the referees on the field is actually a WWE ref. He slams his hands down 3 times. And R-Truth runs out of the stadium with the 24/7 championship.
Or it'd just be like you could do that. Like same thing what I said with Lesnar. It's like, but like instead of like when a lineman grabs. Like, they have Gronk set up to block, but, like, he just picks him up for the F5. He just F5s him right there on the 50-yard line, and then one of the officials runs up and counts it.
How great would
How awesome would that be?
That would be worth waiting the entire summer for. And you know what? I would stand up and applaud the 24/7 championship exchange for the first time ever. I think that would be fantastic.
And you know what? Obviously, it's a pipe dream. Nothing like that could ever happen. But you know what? If the XFL didn't fold, that would have been something they could have made happen if Gronk joined the XFL. And that would have been fantastic. He's like playing for the New York Guardians or something, and all of a sudden Brock Lesnar's in disguise. But wait, there's Brock Lesnar on the 50-yard line. He was in disguise the whole time. F5, and there's Paul Heyman was dressed up as a referee. I mean, how awesome! I would forgive a lot of the WWE sins if they went ahead and pulled something like that off. And I think Vince has enough money and power that if he tried hard enough, he could. In a preseason game, why not? Right? Doesn't count anyway. Who cares?
Cheers. Pour one out. Throw the bottle. I've got a very tentative cheers here for Jason Licht. Like, man, you're going all in with these old guys, with these old Patriots here, Jason. Hope it works out for you, because if if all of a sudden Tom Brady's 42-year-old bones don't quite click or click more than they used to, it's your job that's on the line, buddy. I'd probably aim more for a build through the draft, but you're shooting for the stars, so cheers to you, Jason.
I got to cheers Gronk because, by all accounts, everything I'm reading is that he actually had a moment of mental acuity to be like to force Bill Belichick into doing something. That's pretty impressive. Belichick could you're either going to trade me to the Bucs or you're not going to get anything, and I'm just going to sit on the bench. Cheers to Gronk for getting a second wind out of this and on his terms.
Good for him. All right, pouring one out. I got to pour one out for the one they left behind. I got to pour one out for Julian Edelman.
Oh man,
because now all of a sudden Julian Edelman, looks like the one girl that didn't get a date to prom. He's sitting there on his bed right now, crying, staring at the dress in the closet. And you know what? Belichick's still going to put a great team together and he'll be fine. But all of his buddies are going over down to Tampa to go win the Super Bowl. And he's going to be stuck losing the divisional game. So I'm pouring one out for Julian Edelman.
I'm going to pour one out for the WWE superstars that are going to have to keep hustling for the 24/7 championship after this is all over. Because, my God, did we think their careers were over before? It's just Vince McMahon's way of telling you, you will never, ever be anything in this business. So I got to pour one out for them because it's already a crappy, horrible, meaningless title, which they've somehow devalued into the negatives. They've somehow not just made the title meaningless, they've actually made it detrimental. So I'm pouring one out for all the WWE superstars, wrestlers, dare I call them, that are going to have to compete for that belt after this is all over.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to throw the bottle at whoever at WWE made the decision to have Gronk host WrestleMania and get him involved anyway, because it didn't look good at WrestleMania. He was kind of a weak point of the show, and wow, does it look bad now in hindsight.
Man, this is hard. Can we just throw the bottle at the Houston Astros again? I mean, geez.
Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with that.
We end every show that way. And throw a bottle at the Houston Astros, everybody. But no, in this particular situation, I kind of want to throw the bottle at Tom Brady a little bit. Because look, man, if you want to be a GM, retire from playing. And I kind of feel like that's what he's doing here. I think he's like coming in, he's taking over a franchise, he's making all the decisions, he's making all the moves. In New England, he wielded power, but I mean, between Kraft and Belichick, there was sort of a triumvirate there. Now he kind of is just moving in and taking over. He's got no credentials in the Tampa market. There's no reason for him to be just completely taking over a team. So, you know what? That's a little arrogant on his part, and maybe I won't throw the bottle that hard at him, but I'm definitely holding it upside down and glaring at him menacingly, waiting to see what he's going to do next, because I have a feeling that Tom Brady's going to let this power go to his head. So that bottle's waiting for you, Tom. That bottle's waiting for you.
That wraps up today. We're getting hyped for our upcoming NFL draft first round review. The next content we put out is going to be explaining how we go about that. No one does this as unique as we do, folks, and it's probably just as accurate as anybody else's too.
If I'd venture to say more accurate. It's more accurate because it relies on the one true die.
We'll talk more about that in our next video. Until then, he's Tony.
And he's the law.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, folks.